Hi, this is Simpe from the Center for Risk Analysis. Businesses have not done enough to advocate for much needed structural reforms. In today's video, we share with you some ideas from Dr. Frans Cronje surrounding this point. Watch further to see why he remains doubtful that businesses will use their influence to shape the policy trajectory of South Africa.
The one is that, to an extent, the function of business is not to fight political battles. And in South Africa, the fight is going to be pretty ruthless in the next decade. And businesses have a loathing to expose themselves to that, sometimes with very good reason, because of the regulatory power of government. If business truly opposes bad ideas, that can be punished by regulations drafted at the whims of cabinet ministers. I think very often the ANC from business leaders reveal that fear. They are too gushing and too to be taken seriously. However, there is a point, I think, where business can be very influential. It certainly was in the 1970s and 1980s in the efforts of some business leaders, Anglo-American, Oppenheimers, De Beers, in shaping a climate of opinion conducive to reform. And I don't think business plays that role today. If we've spoken about political opposition parties and their plans, are they terribly compelling? Could they take over from the ANC and run South Africa well? And we've raised doubts about that. I'd raise the same doubts about business. Some of the policy documents and strategies published by organized business could not take South Africa back to the growth rates we recorded at the peak of the Mbeki era. They do not go far enough in terms of the reforms that they propose. And that's further, I think, to the point of my doubt that we're now on the brink of reform. I think it comes later. Part of, you can add to my doubt, not just that the ANC is incapable of reform, that the opposition is not particularly strong on reform, but that business in South Africa, the beneficiaries of reform, are themselves not yet near a point where their proposals could, in short order, turn the economic picture in the country around to the great benefit of the majority of its people. David.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, Frans. I think policy is downstream from ideology, and I think that goes a long way to explaining why there is very little appetite for structural reform. And I think in terms of the business response to it, you can understand the reticence on behalf of business to get involved in a big fight with government. But part of the role that I would prefer to see for businesses advocating strongly for alternative policies, putting forward a positive message around those, and making it easier for the government to tilt towards those, creating a more conducive climate of opinion.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to our channel. To become a CRA client, you can follow the link in the description box below.